So Zen talks about progressive awakening and sudden awakening. So progressive awakening looks a bit like, in some moments we progress and we see the nature of our own reality and of reality, and then we fall back asleep. So we wake up, we fall asleep. We make some progress in stabilizing this awakening, and then we fall back into our old ways, habits, addictions, distractions. So there's this pulsation, this opening and closing, this realization and then this restriction. And of course this is quite frustrating to live in this movement, and also at the same time we feel the friction and the contrast between these two states. So this intensely egoic sensation of separation, there's me here, individual, by myself, apart from you, apart from life, apart from love. So this sense of exile, which breeds hunger, desperation, survival, attachment, dependency. Then there's this sensation of unity consciousness, transpersonal, trans-egoic, moving beyond the ego into that state of relation, interconnection. So progressive awakening is a bit like learning to fly an aeroplane. The first time we go up, we may feel the thrill and the excitement of being in the cockpit, flying for the first time, seeing new vistas, taking command of this aircraft that can fly. But we don't learn how to fly an aeroplane first time. We have a guide, we have another pilot with us. So we have teachers and we have masters who've walked along the way of awakening, who can support us, who can remind us, who can guide us and reflect back to us the pitfalls and the ecstasies to show us the way. Gradually, the more you fly, the more comfortable you become in being your own pilot, until eventually you get your own pilot's license. This represents symbolically as we begin to establish this state of perpetual awakening, where we remain awake. We no longer fall back into the old ways of being, the old patterning. Maybe they still circulate around our awareness, but we no longer feed them with our focus. It becomes much more interesting to stay here, to stay present. The precious jewel of living the gift of this moment becomes more interesting, more desirable than living the old stories and narratives of what we've already been. So what starts to happen, the progressive awakening stabilizes. Sudden awakening is when we have those moments, maybe a car crash or a near-death experience or a psychedelic experience or a deep love-making experience or an experience in nature or a profound lucid dream, something which is out of the ordinary but which shakes us loose, shakes us beyond our current interpretation of reality. And these sudden moments of awakening act as inspirational tools, inspirational guides. They're like the jump leads that shake us loose and wake us up to another possibility, another way of existing and being in life, in and with ourselves, in and with others in the world. So the sudden awakening can put us onto a search to find out how that happened. Where did that come from? What does this mean? And gradually we move through this progressive awakening as we start to shatter the old patterns, the old ways, the old attachments, until it becomes more normal to be naturally home. It becomes more stable to keep our heart open rather than go through all sorts of strategies to protect and shield and armor our hearts and our feelings and our truths. It becomes more interesting to stay alive than to wear a mask and pretend. and be in disguise.